recording. We are live, so if anybody cares to audition for America's Got Talent, this would be the time to speak or hold your... Okay. I'd like to call the meeting of Wednesday, August 21st, 2024, an order of the Metropolitan Council Health and Education Facilities Board. Is there a motion to consider the minutes from the June 26th meeting for approval or discussion?
I'll move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meetings from June 26, 24 notes are approved. Now we'd like to open it for a public comment period. I understand Councilperson Evans is here. Would you address us, and thank you for your service?
Thank you all for your service. I'm here today to speak in support of item number 9, which is Burning Tree LLC. And their interest in final approval for their bonds. Burning Tree was on your February 27th agenda, and so I came and spoke with some concerns kind of in the community related to codes, resident experience, that kind of thing. So since that time, Lisa Toller, who's here representing Burning Tree, made a commitment for me to come to the property, have a tour, kind of see all the units, really get a deep dive into kind of what's going to be repaired and replaced as a result of the bonds if they're go to final approval. And so I had an opportunity to do that, saw the property, watched them in action with some residents. That was an unscripted experience that kind of demonstrated, I think, some of the care that she and her team were really looking at related to the property, and also got some ideas related to some things with codes legislation we should probably look at changing at the council level as well. And so ultimately I'm in support. I think the bonds will really help the property be upgraded, improved for the enjoyment and betterment of the residents and then the surrounding community. So I wanted to come and speak in support. And
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Anybody else here for public comment? Seeing that there's no one, we're going to move to item number 4, preliminary approval request of Lyric Antioch Affordable Housing for preliminary approval of the issuance not to exceed $50 million multifamily housing revenue bonds in one or more series. Who'd like to speak? Address the group. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for this opportunity to come before the board to seek preliminary approval for the issuance of the revenue bonds. My name is Carla Ularic. I'm counsel for Village Capital Corporation. They are a developer in Carmel, Indiana, about an hour north of, or half hour north of Indianapolis. We are a developer. We've done affordable housing communities and also market rate communities, and we're an affiliate of Pedcore Investments, which you will hear from after me from Ryan. Pedcore Investments has been around since 1987, 21 states, 33,000 units. They're well rehearsed in affordable housing, and we come before you to seek bonds not to exceed $50 million for acquisition and rehab of Lyric on Bell Apartments. This apartment community is already existing, and it's located in Antioch, Tennessee. It consists of roughly 336 units. The bonds would go towards acquisition and rehabilitation. They would be paired with 4% tax credits is what we were hoping for. We took over management of the property recently. It was built in 1986 and lightly renovated in 2017. And we recently took over management and found that it needs some substantial rehabilitation, including crawl spaces, windows, roof. We also would use the proceeds to upgrade tenant amenities. So this is why we, seek your favor for approval of these bonds. We think it would be an asset to the community because it's already existing, and we would be able to turn those units over to affordable, very quickly. Wouldn't have to be constructed.
Thank you. Questions?
Got one. Are all of the units, I saw that it was 60% AMI, is that correct? That this is going to?
Yes.
Okay. And
We would try to pair it, yes.
All of them?
Well, we're still in the fact-finding sort of process and due diligence. Our team was down there last week, and like I said, our management company is currently now there, and they're looking at all the units, trying to understand the extent, and we're trying to figure out with what we can raise in debt if we have to do this in several phases or just one phase. The benefit, of several phases, and we could keep some market rate. If there were tenants that did not meet the required AMI, we would be able to move them to a comparable unit that would be market rate within the community. But at this point, we're not sure. like I said, we're still in fact-finding, trying to understand the extent and how much work we will need to do.
Okay. Do you have a minimum number of units that you'd like to see qualified as affordable?
I don't have the exact number at this point. Our management company is walking every single unit, and I know they have not gotten through and going through every single one and seeing what needs to be done. And on top of that, we are trying to figure out, based on how much debt we can raise, what we can get in equity from the tax credits, what sort of gaps there are. So we haven't come up with an exact number yet, but when we do, I'd be happy to reach back out to you and let you know.
And I believe they would have to do that at final, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. So if we had that posed question, we can make sure we review that on final.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Is there a motion for preliminary approval? Moved. A second?
Second.
Second? Okay. All in favor?
We need
Aye.
a
Aye.
public hearing, public
Oh,
hearing.
let's do a public hearing. Thank you. Is there anybody who would like to speak publicly? Seeing that there is no one now, we'd like to have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? And so just at the final approval, we'll need to make sure we're gonna get some more detailed numbers. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, moving on. Number 5, supplemental approval, request of Pedcore Investments for final approval of the issuance not to exceed $3.5 million multifamily revenue notes. Who'd like to approach?
Hello, Ryan Rogers with Pedcore Investments, and I was here probably about 6 months ago for the request for the supplemental bonds on this development. It is a 4% tax credit affordable housing development, 240 units, and it was, reason why we asked for the supplemental 6 months ago is we were nearing the end of completion of construction, and we were hit with all of the increased costs and labor costs for that. So we needed to go back to THDA and get an additional award so that we could meet our 50% test, which is required by Section 42. So this, what we had asked for was $3.5 million in supplemental bond request that was approved. We got the word from THDA, and now we are putting it together with our previous award for a total of $38.5 million in bonds we're requesting to be issued.
Great, any questions? Nope, is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Thank you. I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Moving right along here. No takers on the America's Got Talent. No takers, okay. No karaoke going on. Number 6, final approval, request of Shelby House, the second LP for final approval, issuance not to exceed $48 million multifamily housing revenue bonds. Who'd like to present to the group?
Hi,
Hi.
Evan Boyd with Holiday Ventures. I'm the CFO. This is a request for $48 million in bonds for the Phase 2 of Shelby House, just right across the water here. We just finished Phase 1 actually in the last month. This will be adding 289 units for Phase 2. It'll be a combination of 30% AMI units, 60% AMI units, and 80% AMI units. And Phase 1, if you remember, was a combination of affordable housing with Samaritan Recovery Center's new home office. So this will be an extension of that.
Any questions for clarification?
Can you repeat those AMI numbers one more time?
Sure. 30% AMI, 60% AMI, and 80%.
The breakdown.
Oh, the breakdown of it.
Yeah.
Yep, sure. So 30%, 70 units. 60% AMI will be 116 units, and 80% AMI is 103 units.
Is it in Phase 2? Is Phase 1 completed, I guess?
Yeah, so it just opened up actually in the last month. Yep. Yep. Leasing up well.
Great. Other questions for clarification? Is there a motion for final approval?
So moved.
So moved. A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Approved. Need a gavel. Number 7, final approval request of WCO North River LP for final approval of issuance not to exceed $43 million multifamily housing revenue bonds, series 2024A and 2024B. Who'd like to speak to the group? Greetings.
Hi.
Hi.
Apologies for my tardiness. Yes, this project is Elmington Capital Group. My name is Elsie Wallace and I represent Elmington. We are partnering with Woodbine Community Organization to develop 241 units here. They are all 60% AMI units. This is a phase 2 of a project. We have 250 units currently under construction now, right there off Clarksville Pike. So this phase 2 will be directly behind it. We will have our own amenities and everything separate from the phase 1, but just adding another 240 units here.
Great. Any questions?
And phase 1 will be complete at the end of this year. So we'll begin leasing in December.
Is there a motion to approve, final approval?
Make a motion?
So moved, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So approved. Thank you very much. Is it
But
Betty?
I'm on the we're at the next one as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right, okay. Oh, you look familiar.
Yes.
Please commence.
Yes, so this project, Trinity Flats, is also just right around the corner. It's a 184 unit development, also all 60% AMIs on West Trinity Lane. And this project will close on the bonds this fall. It is right around the corner from one of our projects, North Lights, but they are not a phase 1 and phase 2 development, so completely separate. And I think that's primarily all for this one.
Questions for clarification on the second final approval? Is there a motion to approve? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Approved. All right, number 9, final approval request of EC Burning Tree, to which Councilperson Evans recently spoke for final approval, not to exceed $35 million. Who's here to address the group?
I am Lisa Toller with Involved Communities. This is a 280 unit, Section 8, 60% AMI property in Hermitage, Tennessee. Since the preliminary approval that you guys heard in February, the scope of work, nothing has changed since that time. We're here to seek final approval for the bonds, expecting to close by the end of the year.
Great. Seeing there's no major changes, is there a suggestion, a question, or a movement? Move. Shelley moves.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice call on getting Councilperson Evans out there.
Yeah.
Well, she voluntarily, believe me, if I'd known that would have been such a coup, I would have certainly instigated that, but she was very diligent and concerned about her area, as she should be, and so we applaud that and welcome her.
Lovely. We're moving on to item 10 now, which is also a final approval. Request of TWG Whispering Oaks LP for final approval, the issuance not to exceed $66 million in multifamily housing revenue.
Hi, my name is Philip Vaughn. I'm the tax credit consultant representing TWG, and we're just working towards closing 482 units that will be rehabbed. So,
Any major changes since you were here last?
not at all.
Everything smooth sailing?
Hopefully, we can get it closed. Hopefully, in the next couple months. So,
Any questions from the group? Is there a motion to approve? So moved. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations.
thank you.
Number 11, pilot final approval, request of Hampton Street Property LLC for final approval of the payment in lieu of tax transaction between the board and Hampton Street Properties LLC.
Thank you so much.
Handouts.
Yeah,
I know you guys like seeing the hard work does at the end of the day.
There you go.
Oh, fancy.
Thank you.
But yes, we've come to ask for final approval for the mixed income pilot application at 1104 Avondale Circle. This is a tier 1 mixed income pilot project with 20% of the units at 50% AMI level or below. And we have Clay here as well if there are any questions about the project itself, or I can answer any questions regarding the documents too.
As Travis mentioned, I'm Clay Atkinson. I'm the developer of the project, the architect as well. We came before this board last year seeking approval for the very first of the mixed income pilots, which we appreciate your approval for, and Travis and Hannah's hard work to get it there. We're really excited to be continuing that with this project. As you can see, it's, part of the bigger goal we've outlined with the council lady in that district is to create a mixed income community. So this is the second installment in that sort of larger master plan, if you will. The goal with these is, again, to kind of be investing in the existing neighborhood building stock and not demolishing the existing building stock there. So the way this building's situated, it's, set up for smaller units. So in the scheme of creating a full neighborhood that delivers everything from extra small to extra large housing options for folks, this is what we call the, the extra small and small installment.
You mentioned that 20% will rent for 50% or of AMI or less. What about the other 80%? What's the breakdown there?
Yeah, so the 20% will be 50% or less. The project that came last year, this board approved, it was for 40% of the units to be 75% or less. And a lot of that logic is just working with the community, trying to figure out what the needs are for folks at different income levels. So in our application this time, it seemed prudent that we target sort of more deeper affordability. Mostly because these units are smaller than the project that we brought before you last time, so they will be priced more affordably to begin with. So 50% seemed prudent so that we can really make these units even more deeply affordable to folks.
Okay. And then if I'm understanding that, does that mean that the remaining 80% are at market or regular market value? Okay.
That's right, yeah.
Thank you.
Other questions for clarification?
No questions, but I'm loving this before and after. Like, this is nice to be able to see what it's gonna look like what the examples are. That's very helpful, just to get a sense of, this is all kind of abstract, right? We don't ever get any
Hands-on.
right.
Yeah, I feel like you guys deserve to see what y'all's work and, your input is due. It's every time we come, we like to show you guys, what we've helped create. So we're appreciative to this board and to all the folks at planning like Travis and Hannah that made it possible.
Any other questions for clarification? Is there a move to approve?
I move.
So moved. Second? Second. Shelley seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah, we will be accepting vouchers as well.
On the, just a moment of a question administratively, on our document, our multi-tier document, the numbers are off.
They're off by
And
one.
so, on this, we have now information item. On this, we've got, has everything been done? Yeah, it's all been done, the numbers are just off. There's nothing that we've missed. Okay, just making sure nobody was left out. Okay. Information item, report on debt obligation from Vandy.
That was included in your packets. That's just a report that the board gets a copy of, because that's the only closing the board has had so far to date this year, is Vanderbilt.
And then we were gonna talk about legal representation, but that was a topic that Matt wanted to bring up, so I suggest that unless we've got to bring it up, let's wait till he's here. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Okay, so we've all agreed that we'll move that on to next meeting, right? Any other business to bring up? Netflix binges, most popular? No? No? Okay, with that, we're adjourned then. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.